a lonely seamstress, lives in the same house where she grew up, deep in a forest just outside a small town. The house is filled with memories, but they're heavy, like shadows that won't leave. She lost her best friend Maud years ago, and her mother, Sarah, is gone too. To cope with the grief, Bryn has built a tiny model of the town she can control, unlike her real life, which feels empty and uncertain. The townspeople, they avoid her, whispering about her when she's not around. But Bryn has learned to live with their coldness. Then one night, everything changes. Bryn wakes up to strange noises echoing through her house. At first she thinks it's a dream, a bad one. But then she sees it. A humanoid alien, tall and menacing, standing in her living room. Her heart pounds. The alien doesn't speak, it doesn't need to. With just a glance, it uses telekinesis to pin her down. She's helpless, terrified. But somewhere deep inside her, something snaps. Survival kicks in. She grabs the broken piece of her model's bell tower and, with trembling hands, plunges it into the alien's chest. It's dead, and she's alive. But the shock of it makes her body tremble. Did she really just kill an alien? As dawn breaks, Bryn's fear turns to dread. Her car won't start, her phone's dead. It's like the entire world has gone silent since that alien showed up. Desperate, she grabs her bicycle and heads into town, hoping someone, anyone, will help her. But as she rides through the streets, she notices something strange. Houses are wrecked, like they've been attacked, but no one seems to be talking about it. The town looks the same on the surface, but there's an eerie calm, as if everyone's pretending nothing is wrong. She heads to the police station, hoping for help. But when she arrives, she runs into Maud's parents. Their faces are stiff with hate. Maud's mother, eyes burning with anger, walks right up to her and spits in her face. Bryn doesn't understand. Why does everyone still blame her after all these years? She can't take it anymore and flees, boarding the first bus out of town. But as she sits there, hoping to escape, she realizes the passengers around her aren't normal. They're watching her too closely, and when one tries to grab her, she sees it. A horrible parasite wriggling in their throats, controlling them like puppets. Fear surges through her veins, and she barely escapes, running back to her house. This time, she's determined to fight. She boards up the windows, blocks the doors, anything to keep the aliens out. But night falls again, and the horrors return. A tractor beam from a flying saucer lifts the alien's body out of her house like it's nothing. Then more aliens come. One is small, quick. Bryn, fighting through her panic, stabs it with a broken mop handle. The larger one, heavier and more menacing, gets tangled in her car, and Bryn, out of sheer desperation, ignites the gas tank, setting it on fire. As flames erupt, she rushes back inside, breathless, her hands shaking from the chaos. But another alien catches her. This one's different. It's almost reluctant, as if it doesn't want to hurt her. It forces a parasite into her mouth, and suddenly Bryn's mind is flooded with a vision. Her life, perfect and whole. Maud is alive. They're happy again, best friends like before. But deep down, Bryn knows it's a lie. She fights against the hallucination, apologizing to Maud, begging for forgiveness. With all her strength, she pulls the parasite out of her mouth, gasping for air as she wakes up in a field. When she looks up, a flying saucer looms overhead. From it, the parasite transforms into a doppelganger of herself, an eerie copy. This twisted version of Bryn chases her through the woods, faster and stronger. Bryn fights back with everything she has, and in a final desperate move, she kills the doppelganger with a box cutter. Her hands are bloodied, her breath ragged, but she survives. Then she sees it, a massive alien towering above her. Before she can react, she's sucked into a flying saucer, her body frozen. Inside, she's psychically probed, her mind laid bare before the aliens. They see it all. Her childhood, the argument with Maud, the rock she used in a moment of panic, the terrible accident that left her best friend dead. This is why the town turned on her, why she's been an outcast for so long. The aliens silently discuss her fate, their strange, emotionless faces unreadable. Then, as if in a decision of mercy, they let her go. Bryn returns to her house, exhausted but alive. She rebuilds it, one piece at a time. But the world outside has changed. The townspeople, still under the control of the alien parasites, now treat her kindly. It's bizarre, like her darkest memories have been erased and a new chapter has begun. Bryn, finally at peace with her past, accepts this strange new reality. She's free of her trauma, but the world is still watching her. Because when she looks up, she sees them. The flying saucers dotting the horizon, silent and watchful.